Okay, greetings everyone. Welcome to Gerard, Black in the Philippines, with the truth. Well, the truth is that the wedding is over. Uh, boy, did we, uh, uh, can we talk? Uh, the wedding was nice. It was very nice. I was very impressed how she pulled everything together because it's virtually all her doing. It's nothing mine. I did what a king was supposed to do. Just wait for the time for him to get coronated. So, uh, she put it together very, very nice. With any glitches? Yeah, there were a couple of glitches. I'm not going to point out some of the things uh, that were not, you know, um, things that you can foresee what was going to happen or happen. But anyway, the wedding was nice. But what I want to talk to you about, first of all, is that, I was sick, the first, uh, since that Thursday when I had my bachelor party. I was sick Thursday, Friday, all day Friday. I couldn't get out of bed, sweating like this. Um, Saturday, when it came Saturday, I was just barely able to get out for the wedding. My fever had finally broke, and and then after it was over, I was still sick. I wasn't able to play tennis or anything like this. So, my plans for a honeymoon, to start a child was postponed because I I just didn't have the energy. You know what I'm saying. And for the first time, you know, it's like oh wait, hold on, I gotta take this. Murphy's law: what can go wrong will. I have no space on my computer, so I can't use my Adobe. So I contacted them because I ordered it and I'm paying for it. But come to find out, I don't have enough space. So what happened was that yesterday I went out and I bought one of these teragigs or terabytes or whatever it is, type of external drive. So now I am transferring files, from my hard drive onto that hard drive on that external drive. So this way, it will give me a free up space for me to free up space. So this way, I can download the Adobe program that Photoshop program that I need. But anyway, so like I was telling you that you know, uh, in trying to recover, I was saying it's funny that once I got married, it almost as if that my sex drive is gone. You know, I know that sounds funny, but it's like what? Once I said I do, I'm already like an old married couple. But you know I still haven't confirmated our marriage yet, and one of the reasons being because um, the thought of when I do not using birth control, that is the foundation of having a child. And and not that I'm hesitating or not wanting to have a child, but it's just that it just becomes much more of an internal, deeper thought, of of taking that ultimate commitment to bring a child into this world. And God knows, I spoke about the unconditional love, and how much that's what I want more than anything else. It's unconditional love, and you only can get unconditional love from that of a child. So the love a child has for its parents, it's unconditional, and that's what I long to have again. I want to have the opportunity to fully nurture, you know, uh, life. Uh, And not only that, there's a tremendous amount of work that goes in putting the wedding together, but there's also a tremendous amount of work goes to putting my castle back together. And it was funny because on Sunday, the day after the wedding, we had all this help here, ready with bulldozers and shovels, ready to dive in, you know. And what happened was that we had a brownout, and a brownout is brownout, electricity out, blackout, depending upon what part of the equator you live on. We had a brownout, and as a result, from 6 to 6, that nothing, being here without water and electricity, and not being fully prepared for it, that nothing was charged, because phones or the fans or anything like this. It was unexpected to us, but people who get notification that there's going to be a brownout know about it. But and it's okay. It's no really big deal. It's just that and you spend a lot more time reading the paper, or rewatching your downloads that you already watched 2 or 3 times, or listening to music, which is always a good thing. But anyway, the point I was talking about was that because there's so much work that has to go to bringing the house back to its full uh, uh, its full operation. There's a lot of work, and it all falls on me, since we don't have a housekeeper anymore. Now we do have a housekeeper that comes by every now and then, but it's not the same as having someone live in who can really help do that. And granted, yes, I know, I know, I know what you're thinking. Why don't I drive the bulldozer or grab the shovel like this? And I'm sorry, this is not part of my job description as being king. But not only that, I actually believe that she takes a lot of delight into doing the things that she does. Filipino girls are like that. This is her home. You know what I'm saying? And every now and then I might say, no, I don't want that picture here. I want that picture here. like this, but I do it subtly. So I don't make any quick moves in here because it's fine. I'm such an easy person to live and get along with. So anyway, so with that being said, I have to. She gets exhausted and she gets tired. You know what I'm saying, and because of our sleeping habits, I mean, when she comes to bed, it's not go to bed. It's like she drops on the bed because she's tired. Plus, she has 2 children and taking them to school and running around. I can understand how you hear in our culture, a housewife say, I gotta do the wash, gotta take the kids, I do the dishes, I go to shopping, I do this, when I get home, who has time for sex, who has time, to want to do, it, but here in the Philippines, it's not like that, to where is that, it's not a question of who has time or like this. It's more or less I put the burden on myself, depending upon how aggressive I want to be as far as making that happen, because that's also that's the main part of her job description. You know what I'm saying? Is to keep me satisfied. You know, but then she can only keep me satisfied when I want to be satisfied. And right now it's like it's for the first time, I'm taking someone into consideration. And the other times, like, you come here, you lay down, open leg, okay, I see you. Where's dinner? Make me a sandwich, those type of things. But the thought of having a child is is, has been pretty scary. But I will overcome it. In fact, I tell myself this morning after I finish this video, I will, because we both got our showers in sync once again. Because up until then, that Viking love can get kind of, you know, it's Viking love is good. If you don't know what Viking love is, don't worry about it. You'll figure it out. But anyway, but there's something else I want to talk to you about. Here in the Philippines, uh, I had a woman who threatened to file a case against me for items that at the time no one knew. My foreigner friend left me because he couldn't come back to the Philippines because of his health. You know, he couldn't fly anymore, and he had suffered a couple of heart attacks, and he just couldn't fly anymore. And although when he was with this girl, she would come and she would come to his house. She would just sit on his bed, on the couch. She would watch TV on her phone. She wouldn't wash clothes, do dishes, or anything like this. Whenever the only place that she would go to him when they go out was to the bank. For some reason, that's one road trip or outing that they did together. And even when they did it, she always walked behind him because she was kind of, embarrassed in her mind or shame or whatever to be with him. He was a big, tall, he couldn't hear. I mean, he couldn't. He literally could not hear. You had to yell at him, yo. This is what I'm saying, and of course make talking kind of difficult. Now, me, it wasn't no problem with me because I know how to talk to him, whereas that he can hear what I'm saying. He was very smart, very bright. He was one of those guys. I think he was from what, not Missouri, Ohio. I think it's from Ohio, and he's one of those who invented some type of water purification. Because up there in the Okies from the Stokies, they have a lot of time to invent shit. So him and his a couple of friends invented this purifier that made them a lot of money. It made him a lot of money, and he traveled the world like this and what have you. And so the girl would, she would come and she would stay for a week or 2 weeks, and then go back. And he wanted her to stay. He wanted her to stay. She wanted to always go back to her home in Cebu, and she wouldn't have sex with him, or anything like this. She did one time, and it was too painful for her, so she said, so she never, she shied away from that. She stayed away from that. So anyway, she had gotten pregnant, you know, but he was concerned if the babies were his. He was concerned if the baby was his because she had this drawer that was pulling her all the way all the time back to Cebu. So it's like, and he's like, his thing was, why would you go? I give you everything you want here. What's in Cebu that makes you want to go back? And which is a question that I think any man would ask. A Filipina. Is like, why do you have to keep going back? If you claim to stay here, you stand to be with me. But anyway, she ended up getting pregnant, and there was some question if the kid was his or if it was his or whatever. So her mother would come over to her house sometime, And her mother knew a good thing when she saw it, and she would beg her daughter, stay with him, just stay with him, don't go, just stay with him, like this, because push come to shove, if you jump off this ship, gonna be someone else there. And sure enough, she decided that she went against her mother's suggestions, and she decided to leave and go back to Cebu and leave him. And so, sure enough, it was a matter about a week's time. He found another girl and, you know, um, moved her in. And of course, he was so delighted. This girl was, this girl had a lot of game. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. So anyway, she he bought her a scooter the first week she got there. She didn't know how to drive one, but he bought a brand new scooter, and she played the game. Ultimately, she was supposed to be a student. She would leave for school like about at 5 in the morning and come back like about 9, 10 o'clock at night. So there was some question there about her, really going to school or not. But he tolerated it like this. At least she cooked and did at least some wifely duties that the other one would not do. So she ultimately had her brother come, and her brother came, and some more family members came, and he was kind of like getting like, God damn, all these people here like this. So they gradually started coming in on him, and I noticed, like her brother and her were a little bit too friendly. And and so I knew what was going on, that it wasn't her brother, that it was actually her boyfriend, who she had moved in on him, and now he's hanging around like this and what have you. And so um but ultimately she left. you know he threw her out like this with the scooter in tow. So so it's nice to have that kind of money where you can just do that and to get out. That's why I'm not mad at them, because they got that old money, money from investments, inventions, and insurance and life policies and all this shit. I mean, they buy homes, lands, businesses, buy a business, keep it open for like 3 months and sell it, and go on like this. Whatever gets you through the night, I'm not mad at them. So anyway, so the girl who was pregnant, okay, when he went and was found out that he could not come back to the Philippines, he sent the letter to the landlord, and told the landlord he paid her all the money that to fulfill the lease obligation. And and in that letter, he also sent me a certified copy of it, saying that everything that's in the house, including the car, get to Gerard. And so great. It was like, wow, thank you. Because I am a good friend. I don't care what nobody, no matter what you hear, what nobody says about me, I am a good friend. So I know how to be a friend. And sometimes I'm I'm friend to the friendless. So anyway, so I got all this stuff, and the girlfriend didn't like it. She was like, "That should be mine. It all should be mine." And in the meantime, he's texting me and texting her, like this, and I'm trying. I know it's not good to come between a man and his woman. You shouldn't do it. But anyway, so I was drawn into it, and so she had said something in the letter. Look, Gerard, you stay out of it. This is none of your business. So I said, okay. I said, you're right. You're absolutely right. So I stayed out of it. So until after she found out that I inherit all the stuff, then now she said, Gerard, wait, can we talk? I said, oh, wait, no, you told me to stay out of it. So she says, it's all mine. I want it. It's all mine. It's also mine, my kids. I said, we didn't know if the kids are his. He said, oh no, like this. I said, I said, that's beside the point. He gave it all to me. I said, even if he wanted to take it back, he can't because he already gave it to me. You can't, you know, be, you know, bequeath something to somebody, and once you give it to them, and they take possession of it, and then turn around and say, I want it back. You can't do that. I learned that from Judge Judy. You can't do that. So anyway, so um, she said, well, I'm going to file a case against you. I said, well, do whatever you want, but this is going to stand up in any court of law, whether you want to. And so she started making up these hellacious, reasons to file a lawsuit, a case against me. And I'm saying, oh my God. I said, look, I said, you know what? I said, I'm done with this. I tried to help you. I wasn't totally oblivious to your plight. So that's why I did try to give you a little money, try to help you, over the hump. But she's a scammer. You gotta understand, she is a scammer. That's what she does. That's her game. That's her husband. That's her hustle. And so she, I gave her one time or maybe twice, but then it became an everyday thing. Almost like an everyday thing. She want more. She want more. And I'm saying, look, I'm not the one, little girl. And so anyway, so make a long story short, the babies were born. They were twins. And my God, there was no denying that they were his. I would never say nothing bad about a baby. About them babies gonna grow up regretting that he is their father. but be that as it may. And the funny thing it was is that, he had told her to get a DNA, if the babies were his, that he would set up a trust fund for them here in the Philippines that would be theirs, that they couldn't touch to the age of 21. He was prepared to take care of them, for life, because they were the only children that he had. He was that kind of stand-up guy, you know. But when you're a stand-up guy and you're dealing with someone, who's not on the up and up, it makes it very difficult. It makes things very hard to do the right thing, in spite of the fact that you keep doing the right thing. That person keeps sabotaging it. But I don't know ultimately what happened. I had a communication from him, and he. I don't know if he's alive or died or if it's that. But anyway, but I hope she was able. I'm sure once he saw the pictures of the babies, that he didn't need no DNA test. He looked like, he spitted them out himself. But anyway, like seahorses. Do you know the male seahorses have the babies? So anyway, there was no denying that they were his. Now, the reason I'm telling you this story, a long time ago, I met someone. I just see. I have to be able to say this to you without giving you too information, because I really don't want to tell you who it is. I'd rather you focus on the circumstance, on what I'm saying, than who I'm saying it about. So anyway, so I met someone, a model, and we worked together. We did a lot of work together. I posted a lot of images of her on my social media as my work, as my model. And oftentimes when someone will comment to me, how nice the picture was. Or if I'm talking to someone and I say I'm a photographer, they say, really? I say, yes, I have a model. You want to see a model I photograph? And I will show them a picture of the model that I have on my phone to show. Or if I'm trying to get somebody some more work from somebody else, I will show them models, pictures of the model. And every time I did that, you know, uh, um, I would send her 500 pesos. She had no idea that that uh, that this was something that was ingrained in me as dealing with artists. You know, uh, they don't have royalty. There was no way she was getting a royalty check from anything like that. I was the ex-manager. And I appreciate her being my model. That every time I show her off, I want her to know that you got money coming because I was talking about you again. And whenever that money came, it was always a welcome thing. Let me tell you, it was always a welcome thing here in the Philippines, even through the pandemic or even through whatever. She was always happy to get that 500 pesos. And there are times that when she needed more, or there were times that her family needed more, and there were times when I was able to, and I would help, because I genuinely loved this family. You know, I genuinely love the fact that she has been and still very, very relevant in my life when it comes to talking about the things that I've accomplished here in the Philippines. When it's like my magazine or whatever. I'm quick to say yes, I have an model, and yes, and people are always surprised when they say, "Wow," I say yes, and the work that I've done with her. So anyway, so she has asked me before to take the pictures down, off the internet, or you know, and I told her no. I said I can't do that. I said, I paid for everything. I paid you for everything that we've done together. You know, there is no give backs, like this. And I said, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to, you know, have my work, you know, removed or erased, of my time here in the Philippines. So this happened just a few days ago, right around my wedding, which I was really shocked, that I get a text message. Again, she's talking about taking off the images the um, off of social media, and again, I told her no. And so she came back, and she said to me, she says, "Okay," she says, "I want 50K plus 50K." I don't understand what you're saying like this. And if you don't take my pictures down, I'm gonna file a case and tell everybody that you tried raping me. I said, oh, I said, oh, I said, oh, now we're moving into the aura of extortion. Now you're telling me that you're willing to file this false claim against me to get me to remove pictures of you off of the internet, that I'm very proud of. I paid you for, and you still get paid. To this day. Whenever I talk to people, about our work together, and um, uh, and I said, "Oh, really?" I said, "Oh, is this is this is what it come down to?" Now, I know in the past you have filed frivolous cases against, other people, your neighbors and all this stuff like this, and for noise and dogs and all this stuff, and I don't know where it ended up, but I know it was, you have a history of filing cases of people. So I explained to her, I said, look, you know, um, okay, let's say, you know, I take the pictures down, or I give you the money, and I take the pictures down. Then what's to say a year from now you don't do the same thing? Say that, hey, if you don't give me this, I'm going to tell people that you tried raping me. I said, oh my God. I said, look, I tell you what, you do what you gotta do. If it ever gets into a court of law, I will pay for the polygraph for the both of us to take to prove that your allegations are nothing but bullshit. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. How can you, even put your lips together to threaten me with something like that after all I've done for you and your family and all that you know that I continue to do for your family? And you're going to try to extort me, you know, and virtually on my wedding day. So anyway, you know, I, and I can tell it's not her talking because I know it's somebody texting for her, or someone else is saying all the things that they think that she needs to say, without knowing the backstory or what the truth of the situation is. So I really don't take what I'm reading with a grain of salt because I know it's not her. But she has her cohorts, I guess who are trying to, who probably had some experience in the past extorting foreigners or whatever it is, what they do, then but you know I know it's not her. And then what made it so bad is that now, we're talking, and then now you want to talk to me in Bisaya. And I got her on text in Bisaya now. And it's like, what am I supposed to do to this? Am I supposed to run around and find somebody and say, hey, look, can you read this for me? No. My business is not everybody's business, you know. But I know it's not her doing the talking. You know. But it's interesting when you helping someone and um, the help that you're doing for them, they have decided, well, look, he's helping you dribs and drabs. So why don't we just go for the gusto and try to get as much as we can from him, and let's hit him with a rape allegation. And so it's it's funny if it wasn't so sad. Really, it wasn't so sad. You know, you know. There's there. I had a girl, a Filipina, and I guess she wanted it rough. She said, Gerard, why don't you rape me? I said, why don't I rape you? She said, yeah, I want to be raped. I said, wait a minute. I said, so I put my hand on my throat and like this. I said, is this what you want? And so I started laughing at her. I said, no, I'm not going to play some. I'm not going to play some rape game with you. I remember I had a girlfriend in New York, and I did a video called Guns for Jobs. If you happen to see it, there's a 45 replica in it. So this girl came over, and we went in the bedroom. So when she walked in the bedroom, I pulled the replica out and I pushed it on the bed. And then I went on there like this and said, okay, okay, take off all your clothes. And then I started laughing. I started laughing. And you know what the funny thing was? She said to me, why did you stop? I said, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Why did I stop? I said, well, this is what you want? I said, no, 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 no. So anyway, so I know it might be some girl's fantasy, to to feel that they have to throw it off somebody or whatever. I like this and whatever. And one more story I'm gonna tell you about a girlfriend of mine. I had this girlfriend, and we were living in an apartment, and there was a guy who lived on a lower floor, who we on a terrace, and she would say, "See that guy? He's always bothering me. Every time I go out, he's always following me. He's always bothering me." I said, "Okay, well just stay away from him." They like that. So so one day, I came in, and she said, "He raped me." I said, "Who raped you? You were raped?" So I grabbed the arm. I said, "Where are the bruises?" They got a rap. Where, how come the house is not messed up? You say he raped here. What happened? She said, well, he came to the door and I let him in. I said, oh, hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Now, this is a guy who you had pointed out to me that he was following you, giving you problems like this, like that, like this. And he finally came up to a few floors, knocked on our door, and you let him in? And now you're telling me he raped you? I said, baby girl, you weren't raped. Did you call the police? Did you file charges? She said, no. I said, baby, you weren't raped. You wanted. I said, you can't expect me, one person to run downstairs and blow his brains out or something like this, and you to do everything you can to keep him from doing what he did to you. I said, girl, that's not rape. And then you don't even want to file charges. Nah. But anyway, okay, so that's it. I think I kind of shared enough to you. I'll keep you informed of what's happening, but I got an hour, so I think I'll stop this and go in there and confirmate our marriage. This is Gerard, Black in the Philippines with the truth. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe. Remember, dreams are nothing more than plans awaiting action. Never disrespect the elderly, always pull someone up. And sometimes you're the only one to see your vision. And the best revenge in life is to live good. I'm living good today. I hope you are too. And if you're lucky enough to have a woman like Ollie Woodson, formerly singer of the Temptation One song, treat her like a lady. And ladies, if you're lucky enough to have a good man like me, make him feel like a king. And remember, I'll always love you more. And I asked Mia, I said, Mia, let's see how long it takes you to change your name and your status on your Facebook. I said, ooh, I think I got to do the same. Okay, again, I want to thank all of you who have, who helped in our wedding, who came, who near and far, and those who support me afar. My GoFundMe page is up there if you still want to contribute for about another week, and then I'll shut it down. I'm going to thank those of you who have shared, who contribute. Okay, so with that being said, I'll always love you more. I'll talk to you later. Peace. Gerard, Black in the Philippines with the truth. And the truth is that we're trying to get these dogs howling a litter of puppies. And what's your name?
Gerard.
Journey, and what's your
Willow.
huh?
Willow.
Willow? Willow, I can see why. How old is Willow?
2 years old.
2 years old? And he's proven, right?
Yeah.
Helen has had been made it before, but each time she bred, the male wasn't proven. But we also think maybe we didn't have someone who knew exactly when Helen was ready to be mated. But we have one of the professionals here in Dumageddon, and his name is Ken. What's up, Ken? Ken, so how long you been fucking dogs? No,
Since 2002.
Oh. You know, I read
Wow.
once.
20 years already?
You know, I read once in the newspaper that this is being a shooter is almost like a profession here in the Philippines. You know, there's a lot of people who go into business as shooters, and that's what Ken is here for. He's the shooter. He's to make sure that the two of them get locked. So tell me what is. I've had a hard time trying to determine when she was in heat. What are some of the official signs for when you know your female dog is in heat?
It's about from 9 to 14 days. Yeah.
9 to 14 days. Once you see the first spot of blood, or what?
Yeah, we count the first spot of the blood.
Okay. See, with Helen, there's always been a hard time because we never really saw her bleed. You know, she always cleaned herself well, and then we never really saw blood. So it just so happens that this time we did. We just breeded her about how long? Back in December, and she didn't get pregnant. So we've had her mated a few times, but never any success. So we're hoping this time by getting someone as knowledgeable as Ken, who was recommended to me by my best man, Dirt over here from the wedding, who has his own kennel going on, so we're gonna see what happens. So how long does it take before you know if the dog is pregnant or not?
45 days from the last stud.
Okay. And then how many studs do you recommend that we do with these two?
Much better.
Three? Okay, 3. And and how soon apart? When do you think the next one should be?
Skip 1 day.
1 day? So
Every 2 days.
okay, so right now it's
Tuesday.
Tuesday, so you come out
Thursday we're coming.
Okay. You see, to me, life is just one long, continuous moment. I don't keep track of days, things like that. So good. So in 2 days, we will do it. I saw what Fluffy?
Yeah, Woolly.
Well, no. What's his name?
Willow.
Willow. I saw Willow. I think earlier last year or something on the internet, and he struck me being as white and beautiful that I thought he'd love to have puppies. But it just so happens that he did turn out to be the one, and he's proven. So, Fluffy, Willow.
What is Fluffy? What
He
is
looks fluffy.
So, so, if someone wants to stud, because how many dogs do you have?
3.
You have 3, all huskies.
Yeah.
Okay, so if someone wants to breed a husky, give me information.
Who's in the
what's
Facebook
your Facebook
area?
and your phone number? Look over there. Look at that pretty Filipino. Tell her.
Yeah.
Yeah, my name is Gerard. You can add me on Facebook.
Where?
Facebook.
What's the name?
Journey.
Journey? Okay, spell it.
JORNIE.
Okay, so I'm thinking journey like journey. Okay, and what's your phone number? Okay, he can't remember. Okay, I'll put it in there somehow. I'll put it in when I post the video.
Thank you.
Ken, how about you? If you're looking for a shooter, how would somebody be able to find you?
Yeah, anywhere in Dumaguete.
Okay.
Everybody knows you.
I think he wants to keep his information on the down low.
I can have watch. Yeah, yes.
Okay, yes. Okay, so we're going to stop right here. You're watching Gerard Black in the Philippines with the truth. Remember, dreams are nothing more than plans awaiting action. Never disrespect the other, always pull someone up. And sometimes you're the only one to see your vision. And the best revenge in life is to live good. We're living good today. Hope you are too. And if you're lucky enough to have a woman like Ollie Woodson, former lead singer of Temptation One song, treat her like a lady. There they go.
And ladies, if you're lucky enough to have a good man like Helen, treat him like a king. And I'll always love you more. I want to thank me on the camera. I'll be right back.